Hello, everybody. No countdown. Let's just get right to it. This is a last minute live. Had no idea that our super mayor was going to be talking to Roland Martin. Shout out to all the emails I received and text messages. Shout out to Sherry letting me know. So I was watching this on my ride. I had to drop off a client, a dog. I take care of dogs. And I was listening to this conversation, this interview. We're going to talk about it. So I do not know how long we're going to be here, but it's just actually what's going on? Is my light turned off? Hold on. Okay, there, a little lighter. What is going on? What is going on? I couldn't believe it. I was watching that interview. Then he had a panel. I think Roland had a panel. Then he's talking to Jason House. And I just couldn't believe it. It's like we are in a bizarro world. This is what I think this is what the Dalton residents or even the township, like this is what they had to deal with for 2 years. Like for years, they've dealt with what the hell is going on? Why isn't anyone understanding what's going on? The thing is, most of us, I think we do know what's going on, but clearly Roland Martin does not. So we will talk about some of the stuff that was discussed. I always had a chance to watch as much as I can. We're gonna talk about the whole review of the interview, right? I know I've received a few emails throughout the conversation. So we're going to talk about at least some of the lies that she threw out there. And Roland didn't have anything to say. So it looks to me that this was a PR move, right? The super mayor did not go to local media. She didn't go to, I think, was it Fox 32 in Chicago? Didn't go to the Lansing Journal. The places that actually locally are covering this stuff every day. So you would think, if you want, this is a local story, it became international, but shouldn't you have that interview with the people who cover you all the time? The Lansing Journal was, I guess, not allowed to go to her, I think I think it was the Black History Month event. They were not allowed to, but she's able to go to Roland Martin. I know Roland Martin's a big deal. He has over 1 million subscribers. He's been on mainstream TV and all that type of thing, but that was bad, Roland. That was bad. And I know it's a local story. You have some kind of news network. You have a lot of stories, but you came in like he had no idea what was going on. The man didn't do a lick of research. It's either he didn't do any research and he's not good at what he's doing, or something else has happened and this person, Roland, allowed her to say whatever she wanted to say. No information to hey, follow up with a question. Hey, here's a clip. I mean, just watch Fox 32 YouTube channel. Contact Fox 32. Contact the Lansing Journal. I mean, that's what journalists are supposed to do. Like, hey, I have this interview with this mayor. Is anything she's saying going to be full of shit? Let me do some due diligence to collaborate, because you know what she's going to say, and you can counter with videos and articles about what's happening. And he just, first, I don't know if he knew the woman. Did he know the woman before she came on? It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. I really couldn't believe it. So it looked like this was the super mayor's going on an offensive, going to sources, going to places that she know that she can go there, throw her lines, the same lines she used all the time in the meetings, and able to make herself look as positive as possible, right? Because right now there's a lot of negative coverage. She needs to go to safe spaces. She needs to go to people who are going to allow her to talk her nonsense and not give her a lot of pushback. And Roland was the perfect person. We talk about how corruption in the political arena, but is Roland a journalist? I thought he was. I mean, I don't watch his channel. It's the first time I watched the channel, and it was kind of embarrassing how he had no idea what was going on. The man didn't watch a meeting. I mean, the meetings have been on YouTube to see how she's talking to people. And he didn't have an understanding of what was going on. It was pretty sad. And yeah, we'll talk about this. Lying about the cancer foundation. I don't know what you're talking about. But we'll put that up. I hope I'll find it because this happened. I think this finished maybe an hour ago. I'm still trying to go through the video to see exactly when she said what she said it. Hopefully we'll get to that. Yes. Also, thank you, Just Me Lady. The difference of how he talked with the mayor to Jason, when Jason is talking with logic, no emotion, he's just laying out quickly of what's going on. He made it seem like Jason is like he doesn't know what he's talking about, and you guys need to figure this out. While it was like a much softer interview with the mayor, the one that's causing all these issues. I mean, I'll tell you, yeah, shout out to her PR team. They had to set this up. Yes, Stephanie, I seen your email. I can send you a link. Anyone, I know, like I see Nakia here, Stephanie and Sherry. If you guys are interested in coming on, let me know. I could email you real quick the link if you guys want to chat. But yes, Sherry, you know what? Let's go with the first big lie. She had no idea about the charity, right? So let me try to find the video of her talking about it with Roland, and then we'll put it the other video. So let me see if I can find that real fast. This was a last minute thing, but I think I had to come on because I was getting triggered. I'm like, are you serious? Like, what's happening here? Roland, you have a network, right? A network of people. You have employees. Did any of them went on YouTube for the last 6 months? Did anyone check the local news? Anyone email a journalist or a reporter? Anybody? The panelists. I don't know who those people were. Did they do any research? Was this just a little small interview? I guess they didn't care. Oh, they kept mentioning how the amount of people there, but it's not really about that. It's about how this person is behaving and handling taxpayer money. So anyway, let's see if I can find that clip of her talking about the charity. We'll skip this a little bit here. Let me see.
This charity.
Okay, I think, all right.
Folks, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered. We're chatting with the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, Tiffany Henyard. She joins me here in studio. So before I'd ask you.
Oh, I see a few messages. Roland is not that naive. He was giving her a platform and tell her side. That's what it seems to me. Did Roland get a kickback? There's only two ways I can look at this. Does he not know how to handle an interview with an embattled mayor and do no research? So he's lazy. Or this was set up that he was not going to go hard, because I don't want to talk about politics here. I mean, it is based on politics. If he was able to get a Republican mayor who did this to the same amount of people that's in a different town somewhere else, I don't know, Texas, would he have been that, had that much softball questions give to that person? I don't think so. Because I know Roland is on the left. And it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But tell me, let me know in the comments, why was he so soft on her? Roland, and thank you, Chris, for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Roland and the panelists were simping so hard for Tiff. It didn't look good, but let's finish this here.
Before we went to the break, I talked about again this charity and the Illinois Attorney General's office. This is from CBS affiliate there. Says that the accusation comes at the same time the Illinois Attorney General's office told Henyard's charity multiple times in recent months to stop improperly soliciting donations because it had not registered with the state as required by law. And you said that's not your charity.
Correct.
Okay. So were you ever...
For real though? For real? So the super mayor that puts her name and likeness to everything she touches. It has to have her name on it, right? The $1 million giveaway, all the billboards, all the pamphlets, the podcast that she's going to be talking about later on. It says Tiffany Cares. It has her big face on it. No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, what charity? What are you talking about?
So show the video here. 'Cause I'm trying to understand this here. So this is a video of you marching with the charity. So what is this?
So what they're not telling you is we literally walked to Springfield to create a bill to help anybody that suffered from cancer, whether it's the village of Dalton, Thornton Township, and then I increased it to the state of Illinois. And that bill will help people by giving them $10,000. And that's a bill that we actually are initiating, and we're still working on it. When I went through the Republican states, the Republican areas, we didn't have any issue. Everybody was on board because everybody is suffering from cancer or knows someone that passed or is actually going through it. So that was the whole purpose of the walk, to basically bring awareness and bring people together. That's what the whole purpose of it is.
But if you had, so there were folks with signs saying Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. Who was that?
What do you mean? It's everybody. Everybody was there.
No. What I'm saying is, what is the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation? You said it's not affiliated with you at all.
Correct.
Well, what is it?
So someone made up a foundation. They named it after me, and they like my work that I do in the community, and it's called Tiffany Henyard Cares.
Okay, so that's what she says. Okay, so let's play this video real quick. A shout out to Sherry. We have some documents as well. I just checked the email. So she said, I don't know, man. Someone loved me so much, and they see what I've been doing. And remember, it's not just call herself Superman. She is the Tiffany, I am the dream Henyard, right? They looked at her like, man, she's great. She made this really cool ice rink, and she's doing all these things. Look at that Tahoe. We're gonna make it in her name. She's so amazing. So let's see that actually is true.
I'm really, really big on, that's dear to my heart, is I'm real big on a cancer foundation. I have created Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. Let's
repeat that again. Let's repeat. She said, and Roland, I don't know what you're talking about. Someone did it for me. Let's repeat the last 10 seconds.
I'm really, really big on, that's dear to my heart, is I'm real big on a cancer foundation. I have created Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, and what that
who's speaking? That's Tiffany Henyard, right? You hear her talking about she created it. So what is she talking about now? Why Roland didn't do any research on this? This is embarrassing. I mean, I don't know too much. All I know is he's been on CNN. I'm sure he's been on MSNBC. He has his own thing going there. The man was not prepared for this interview. He should have did more time to research what was going on.
Entails is helping everybody within the 17 municipalities with services such as well services and resources, such as if you need help paying for chemo, radiation, your medicine, your wigs, your prosthetic, your breasts, things of that nature, even helping you in housing. Because I know firsthand how that feels to just not have help when my mom had breast cancer. So I want to make sure that I put that out there to the public and to everybody, that it goes to any 17 municipality. You cannot live in Chicago to benefit from this foundation. It's strictly for people that live in the 17 communities. We are doing a cancer walk October 4th, and how this room was filled. I will hope you guys will come out for that cause. We will start right at Food for Less parking lot, and we will walk west going across the Unity Bridge, and we will walk 15 miles. So anybody that's up for the challenge or that feel they can make it, please show up. You can walk, ride, or drive. And yes, we got bikes. We have motorcycle clubs. We have all kinds of people that is joining us in this movement because you never know when you need this resource as well. So always be about the cause. Last but not least, even though I know we got another meeting.
All right. We can bring this back. What she said? Let's hear what she said again.
So were you ever, so show the video here, 'cause I'm trying to understand this here. So this is a video of you marching with the charity. So what is this?
So what they're not telling you is we literally walked to Springfield to create a bill to help anybody that suffered from cancer, whether it's the village of Dalton, Thornton Township, and then I increased it to the state of Illinois. And that bill will help people by giving them $10,000. And that's a bill that we actually are initiating, and we're still working on it. When I went through the Republican states, the Republican areas, we didn't have any issue. Everybody was on board because everybody is suffering from cancer or know someone that passed or is actually going through it. So that was the whole purpose of the walk, to basically bring awareness and bring people together. That's what the whole purpose of it is.
Right.
But if you had, so there were folks with signs saying Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. Who was that?
What do you mean? It's everybody. Everybody was there.
No. What I'm saying is, what is the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation? You said it's not affiliated with you at all.
Correct.
Well, what is it?
So someone made up a foundation. They named it after me, and they like my work that
You made it up. You did. The somebody is you. The somebody is you. Thank you for this this right here. Tiffany Henyard's Foundation, Keith Friedman. All those names are people that at this point now I'm getting more familiar with. Kamal Woods, I know I'm familiar with that name. William Moore. So is it someone Keith? Like either way, it's you. Like this is you. This is your foundation. You lied to Mr. Roland. How dare you? Now I'm gonna try. Let's see if I can get this. I'm probably not gonna get this bigger here, but the Thornton Township put $10,000 in this, which doesn't make any sense because you don't use taxpayer money to start any kind of charity with the name of the person running everything. But the $10,000 is there too. So the money, someone didn't donate the $10,000. You did. You took it and put it in there to pretend that, whatever. Again, the Superman is all about her image and all that going on. She lied. She lied. The $10,000 came from the Thornton Township. The woman started the damn thing, and then lied there to this man that didn't take a time to take a step back and say, wait. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. But let's see if he finishes the. I mean, I don't think he gives her much pushback. But let me see.
In the community, and it's called Tiffany Henyard Cares. So we all went.
Now, but they weren't registered. Have you contacted them and told them you can't use my name improperly?
Well, my lawyer's handling a lot of that stuff, so all I can tell you is that I'm not the one on anything.
Wait, she's not on anything? So who, all right. Now we see Keith's name there. And Keith is basically her right hand man. But no one can just take your name and just start something. It doesn't work that way. So is she throwing Keith under the bus? I'm confused. Roland wouldn't know because this is maybe a planned meeting here to just her to say what she wanted to say. Did I miss the super chat? Let me check real quick. Roddy, appreciate you for the $5 super chat. She's a Democrat, so she was going and do it with kid gloves. And that's messed up. We shouldn't have to do this. We shouldn't have to worry about, okay, so even if you are a Democrat, cool. I don't mind you telling people if you're running some kind of news site like whatever, Fox News, CNN, they all pretend to be balanced. They're not. I'd rather deal with you if you let me know straight up, yeah, I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative. Cool. We know where you are. Cool, right? But just because you are conservative or you are liberal and you see your fellow liberal doing something wrong, you should not be holding with kid gloves. You got to hold them to the fire. You have to hold them more accountable. You're on my side and you messing up for everybody. Who cares if she's a Democrat? But the way this looked, I mean, if I was able to get just a few of those documents, right? People are supporting this channel, supporting what we're doing, trying to expose her. He has more money, more resources. He could have got all this taken care of. He could have showed that clip. He could have showed the documents. He could have showed some of the news videos. That's on YouTube. He's on YouTube. I know he's on all of the platforms. And he chose to not do that. Well, this woman is just lying to his face. Like she embarrassed you. It's just crazy.
Something I can tell you right now. So I'm just trying to answer to the
So you're saying there's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you.
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so
true.
You're not aware of any of the.
How is it not? It has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with her. Is she trying to throw Mr. Keith Freeman under the bus there, Mr. Incredible? Is she trying to like, listen, when this really hits a fan, I don't know. He's the red agent. I don't remember even telling him to do it. I mean, could be. I have no idea. Red Iceberg with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Super Cook is wild. She believes herself. Well, the problem is when you are always talking, sometimes you do believe that like there's certain things you didn't do. I do believe that. I do believe what Stephanie said a couple weeks ago. She believes what she's doing is okay. So we're also going to, if I can find it, talking about her security detail, and didn't really explain all of the details of why she's in the position she's in, but she just said, well, it's in the collective bargaining agreement. I'm just following the rules. Like, okay, we'll see.
The work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
Okay. Again, going back to your trustees, they have talked about travel. So let's speak about that. When you're traveling, are you traveling on behalf of the city of Dalton or Thornton Township?
It depends. It depends on what it is. So if I'm going to Recon, Recon is a big platform for economic development where people go from all over. It's the largest in the nation, and everybody go to basically promote their plot of land. So you want to bring Starbucks to town. You want to bring, for instance, mine was a trauma center. So things like that is what we go for. And then our job is to bring those things back, work on a plan. It might not happen this year. It might happen 2 years out plan. And that's what people don't understand. They think it should happen right now. You went to this conference. What did you do? Right now, you could be working on a deal, and come the next term, the next mayor or the next trustee or whoever will benefit from it.
Who told her to say that? Who told her to explain it that way? So in her mind, she can go first class Vegas, eat at the really good restaurants, go to New York, hang out, go to Bubba Gump Trim, get the hat, and say, listen, we out here making deals. And yeah, the deals may not materialize right now. It may not materialize until the next term. By that time, you've drenched the account. You took all that money. And for what? I don't think she's very slick. I think whoever's telling her what to say is very slick. There's certain words that she's having issues pronouncing, like roof or allegations. I don't know. I think she said allegations. I don't know what that is. Speaking, she needs to work on that. I mean, we all do, right? But this explanation on what she's doing, very interesting. Like you could tell the defense is already there. The PR push. Okay, how can we address each of these problems? And there she goes. She's putting out that game plan of what she's going to do and what she's going to probably do in the podcast on making herself look as innocent as possible.
That's how it works.
Do you have policies in your city as it relates to travel, as it relates to flying first class, what types of hotels to stay in to minimize expenses for the city?
Well, we have a budget. So as long as it's in the budget, you can basically go to any conference. Any conference you choose.
No, I understand the budget, but so for instance, I've covered City Hall, covered county government, where they establish, where they say, like for instance, City of New Orleans has a policy that city officials don't fly first class.
Okay.
Do you have that?
We do not.
Do you believe you should have a policy? Because again, the critics are that you're flying first class, that you're staying in four-season hotels, high-dollar hotels, having what they call extravagant dinners, and those are your critics. Are you as a city official, in order to make sure that you'll be on reproach, looking at establishing a city policy in terms of how money is spent when traveling?
This is the way I feel about it. People will talk about anybody because they're not doing the work. They only talk about the people that's at the top, the ones that are doing the work. they telling you about travel. I'm in your studio right now talking about travel. What we should be talking about is the $15 million I brought back to my community.
No, I understand that.
No, I know, but
Where's the $15 million that she brought back to the community? Where is it? Bam for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. She should be quiet and hire a good lawyer. When egomaniacs, and again, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a lawyer. I make videos on YouTube, right? And I try to spend a lot of time looking at things and researching stuff. But when you're a narcissist, you think you can explain yourself out of anything. You think you're smarter than everyone else. The problem is when many narcissists that they're not smarter than, and actually they come across and make a lot of bad mistakes. And obviously her doing this, I mean, the FBI is checking this out, right? And they're going back to, she said, I had nothing to do with that charity. That's a lie, because, you know, many guys are telling me, Kamal Woods is the boyfriend, right? Guys say he's married. Well, and I see a lot of pictures with Tiffany and him together, right? So again, going back to that idea of, well, yeah, I had nothing to do with that. Someone admired how amazing I am and all the hard work I'm doing. And all of this is all your peoples. This is your crew. This is all the people. This is your crew that you rolling with. File September 27th, 2022. It's just pretty, it's just outrageous. Let me see. I think the first video she does talk about or at least early on. Does she talk? I think she talks about the debt or the security. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip of her talking about her security real quick. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see. I should have had a timestamp, but I kind of just ran through this real quick.
Of a small town. Say that you have a significant security detail. First of all, how large is your police department in Dalton, and what is your security detail?
So we have about 45 officers in our village.
Okay, let me hit her up right now. I'll send the link.
My security is warranted due to the fact of threats and things of that nature. But what people are not stating is it's in our CBA. That's our collective bargaining agreement. That's our union contract. So it comes with the seat. That's what people are not saying. I didn't make this up. I didn't just create this and say, I want security.
How many officers is it?
How many officers is what?
On security detail.
I'm not gonna say how many due to the threats on my life. So,
but if it's in your CBA.
It is in my CBA. I'm not doing anything wrong. I even went to court due to the fact of people suing me saying I cannot have a security detail, and I won. The judge said I can't have a security detail because it's already in a CBA.
Okay, and so that's one of the issues.
Thank you, Jason House, man. I really appreciate you. You have the patience of a saint, I tell you, man. We'll talk about your interview with him as well, but I appreciate you for keeping up the fight, man, because it was difficult. I don't know if you was able to watch what happened before you got on, and it was a difference in energy to me. And maybe a few people that talked about it already with about that situation. It was a different energy when he was talking to you before you, after talking to the mayor. And it was a big difference, at least in my opinion. But I appreciate you, again, going after it, because, again, who else is going to be able to kind of navigate this insanity? But I definitely appreciate you, various Stubbs. I appreciate you coming in as well. Me too. I felt it was a big difference. But we're talking about, she's doing nothing wrong. Tons of money in overtime with the police. She's worried about her safety. And I would love to check out that CBA. Hopefully I can find it soon. Oh yeah, and Nikita, I sent it to your Facebook because I'm on the computer and I don't know where my phone is right now. So hopefully you can find that link. I'll put you in as soon as I see you in there.
There. You have other trustees who suggested that the city is in a deficit. What is the state of the city's finances?
So we are in a deficit, but it's not what everybody's claiming it to be. They're going around with false allegations of 5 million, 7 million, 8 million. It's all false. Our deficit is $2 million.
$2 million.
$2 million.
And what's your annual budget?
Our annual budget is $30 million.
$3 million?
30.
So she's saying it's nowhere. I mean, eventually the truth should come out about the debt. Just by the overtime for the police officers, it don't seem like to me it's only $2 million. But I'm not there. I don't have all the financial records. But something tells me it's a little bit more than what she's laying on here. Especially she already is a parent. She already lied earlier about or later on she'll be lying about the charity. Dingo with the $5 super chat. Good day from Australia. Appreciate you. I've been following the story for a while, and this married a joke. It needs to be held to accountable. Yeah, I think we are, except Roland. Roland seems to be late to the party, unfortunately. And again, I understand he's doing a lot of different stories. This may not have been the most important story. And also, I also want to say this before we continue. Interviews are not made to be an interrogation. They're two different things. Interview and interrogation, two different things. Interrogation is made by officials, authorities. Big difference. When you conduct an interview, you are requesting their time and their energy, and you want them to answer questions. Can you go and start yelling at her and giving her the business? No, because she doesn't have to be there. She'll just leave. So I understand that you don't want to be aggressive because they're giving you the opportunity to speak to them. The problem is this looks like a setup, and he didn't have anything to counter the claims that she was putting out there. Then it brings us all here who's been spending a good amount of time checking out the story. What's really going on here?
$30 million.
Yep.
And so what led to that deficit?
So it comes from them not paying bills. So say, for instance, we have a board meeting and they say, well, we're going to pull this out, pull that out. If they continue to pull bills out, later on, what do you have? A deficit, because the bills still due. Just like us not paying our mortgage or not paying our light bill. We still owe the money at the end of the month.
When you say they, who's they?
The trustees, the board.
Okay.
Because the board is the one that votes to pay the bills.
So so you have two types of government out there. You got strong mayor, city council, then
Yes.
you have city manager, form of government. So mayor and the trustees control the city's finances.
Well, yes, when it comes to the budget, just the budget.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So in terms of who's deciding to pay the bills, so this deficit that you have, you're saying that's a result of the trustees not paying the city's bills?
Correct.
But do you have the resources
Yes.
to pay the bills?
Yes.
So how's there a deficit?
Because they won't pay the bills. So it's still on our books. Until we release the check and pay the bill, we still count it as a.
Well, the problem is with that is she's not being transparent. So they don't know what's going on. You locked them out, literally locking them out of the information. They want to know what's going on. Why they will continue to give you money when you don't know what's happening. That's the back and forth. That's where we are. Like
Deficit.
So you say so you have the money to pay the bills.
Correct.
You're saying your fellow trustees won't pay the bills.
Correct. I'll give you prime example, just to make me.
okay, let's take a break on her voice for a second. I'd like to bring in Nikita. I know she's ready to say what she has to say here. We'll bring in the first time here on the Hannibal's Hungry YouTube channel. Hello, how you doing? I'm doing great. I mean, I'm a little annoyed by had to sit there and watch this for as long as I have. But I know you've talked to Anton about a lot of stuff that's going on. So before we jump in, let everyone know who you are and what you have to say.
Well, I am Dr. Nikita Nietzsche Cloud. I am the former chief of staff to Mayor Henyard, and I am a public relations professional. So I do have to tip my hat to the Whitley agency who handled this PR for Tiffany.
Okay, thank you. All right. Tell me about it. Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, I thought he was going to do where not talking about
Roland Martin like he always do.
Yeah, I thought he's going to set up, kind of a setup. Hey, who you are and what your responsibilities are and how much you get. And then I thought some more aggressive questioning and it's never happened. It's never did.
Yeah. So just from knowing Tiffany, right? one of the things I can almost guarantee you is the only way she took that interview is if there was approved questioning. So usually what she do is she put out a disclaimer like, hey, I'll do this interview, but I can't say this, or I can't say that, or you can't ask me this. So you have to think about it from a person that literally do the same thing you do. So, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not even saying it's ethical, but if you look at it like that, nobody has interviewed Tiffany. The only other person who has interviewed Tiffany was Ben Bradley, which was, media gold. Let's just be honest.
She
Now,
did not look good.
she did not look good at all. Now, Roland Martin is the only person. So it takes a person like myself, right? Or in her case, her publicist, who already have the relationship with Roland Martin, right? And they'll say, hey, listen, I want you to interview her. I'll give you this exclusive. She's hot right now, right? She's got real estate when it comes to this. So it's like, well, but you can't ask her about this. If you notice, like I kind of looked past what he said or what he didn't say. I looked at what he didn't ask, and none of those questions highlighted her misappropriation of funds. He did not deep dive into her salary. The salary part. So like she blatantly lied about the salary. For example, I know she mentioned like 224,000 and 50,000 so what she said was she's part-time. That's a lie. Let's start there. But then she mentioned that, and I'm gonna clarify that in a second, because I know some people are gonna say, no, she's part-time, but I'll clarify that. First thing she said was she get $224,000 as Thornton Township supervisor. Is that right? That's a yes and no, because where she left out was she get a stipend, she get expense accounts, she get those $600 a day per diems. So realistically, she's making well over $300,000 from the township alone. Now we mosey on over to the village of Dalton. Is she making $50,000 a year? She's actually around 47. Yes, but what she did fail to mention is she's also the liquor commissioner, which comes with a different salary. So she's almost knocking at that 100,000 a year at the village of Dalton as well. So what she did was she did a lot of wordplay, right? And not even good at this wordplay. So I can tell from the beginning of the conversation, she had a set amount of questions that they prepped her on. But then you notice when she started to get frustrated, she went rogue. Like, for example, I took some notes.
Okay.
When she kept lying and she said that she kept taking shots at like Trustee Belcher, right? And, she said a few things about her. She took some other lies, like the charity.
Yes.
Girl, that's your charity. Stop.
It was like, what's going on?
Yeah, like everyone that's on the charity, you pay at some capacity or you sleep with. Let's just be honest. So for you to get on there on a national platform, so I'm going to look at the positive. The reality of the matter is, just like you was on, I was on, I know for a fact several major news publications were on because I personally invited them and we were on a chat together talking about it. That being said, she screwed herself. So if just to say a federal agent that we know are all out here in the village of Dalton, they're watching as well, and they watched her lie about the foundation. I mean, so what is the point if it's not your foundation? You spent what, $75,000 to take a walk for this foundation that you say is really not yours? Come on now, sis. Did you really utilize Thornton Township resources for this foundation that you say is not yours? I mean, it was full of contradictions. And then with Roland Martin, that was just the lack of journalistic integrity in the entire matter. I don't want to say, I'm going to say allegedly, because it did come off that perhaps maybe a little bread was buttered. I'm just saying.
When you see, I've seen Roland Martin interviews go after people, back and forth arguments, screaming matches, which is custom to how our political, especially commentary, is supposed to be a lot of fireworks, people going back and forth. It just seemed the energy was off. Again, I don't check him out, but he's reading some things. He just said, well, what about this? Okay. And then she answers it and whatever she says. But
the flip side, I'm gonna give him a little. I'm gonna give him a little credit. Let's give him a little credit here. He still allowed her to get all of that rope and hang herself, because like It was one part when he asked, he said, listen, so you're saying this is not your charity? She said, no, it's not, sir. And he played, look at this video. You got the t-shirt on. And he was like, okay. I mean, because at the end of the day, you can utilize this. He has a public platform. We can literally take that and utilize that as proof. She can't take it down like she would do if, let's say, it was a Village of Dalton, page, things like that. She can't do that because it's his page, and he's not gonna remove it because he did numbers. Because I was watching that as well.
He's doing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
what I did not like though was in my opinion, was that sideways disrespect of Jason House, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that. That was so, like you said, we don't know about if there was some payola coming around. Shout out to Pocket Washington JT, like payola, like, okay, be nice to her, kid gloves to her, but Jason House, he's interrupting. It was such a big difference in how he was speaking to it. What you thought about that?
Yeah, he even rolled his sleeves up and did that. That's what he did. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry.
No problem. Yeah, it was outrageous. Outrageous.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't give him the same time. He was quick to kind of just move on and move past it. Kind of make it seem like he was doing the fair and balance. Okay, talk to the mayor. Let's talk to the main trustee that he's having some beef with. She's having beef with, and then it was cringe, to say the least.
It was definitely cringe. It was cringe, but I think that Jason held his own. He maintained his integrity. He handled those questions with poise. He was accurate, although he did not get an opportunity to say everything. I can assume, because I saw how he kept getting cut off. And that's honestly when I started thinking that perhaps, a deal was made, or even, pre-approved questions, because I have seen that happen on several occasions. And just working with Tiffany, it was like, I know that, I tried to get her press, or I gotten her a feature in Essence magazine. I gotten her a feature in Black Enterprise, and she was the exact same way. Like, if they didn't ask only these questions, and this is before all of the scandal and all of these things, because had I known that she was this individual, I would have by no means gotten her these, this coverage. But I know that she likes pre-approved questions. I know that she fears the media. That being said, I already know that, he had an agreement, right? So agreement aside, you're still, so you have a journalistic, I'm sorry, someone is calling and tried to, hold on, let me get you back. I don't even know where you went. Someone just called in. I need to put this on do not disturb.
Okay. Well, we're still here.
Yeah. So, but he has an obligation, right? He has an obligation as a journalist to do the right thing. Can you see me? Because I can't see you.
I can see you. Yeah, you're good. You're good to go.
There you go. Okay. So he has a journalistic obligation to accurately report the news. In my personal opinion, he did not do that. He was very careful. He was very strategic. And to me, it appeared that they were pre-approved questions that he did not want to answer. He wanted to respect her opinion because she was face to face. Whereas Jason was online. Yeah. And he's a man. And he went harder with him. Now, also, in a perfect world, I get what he was saying. I'm just being fair. When he said that, the board has the majority, but where he's missing out on, the board surely has the majority, but she has the directors, she has the staff, she has all of this. So if she's strong arming these people, and I know for a fact that she is, I know for a fact she tell the directors, the employees, if they comply, they're fired. I know for a fact she does this. So he doesn't know that, nor did he take the time to do the research, because all you have to do is put in on Google Tiffany Henyard's name and click on news. All of your facts are there. Or I shouldn't have had to call you to invite Jason House on the show. You get what I'm saying?
That's what, yeah,
should have been
absolutely.
Made to them to say, hey, I got the mayor on the show. let's get Jason House on. Because you got to keep it fair. You got to keep it balanced. When I was on Anton Daniels, shout out. I encouraged him to reach out to Henyard and say, get her on the show. Fact check. If I'm lying, go ahead, come back behind me, drop your receipts, or better yet, let's get us on a show together. I would love to go toe to toe with Tiffany Henyard.
Yeah. She probably would not want to do that. Like you said, she wants maximum control over everything that's going on. So I just felt like with Roland, it looked like he was just being naive. Like
he was being nice.
I don't know what's going on, and I'm just trying to get all sides here. And what do you mean you guys can't work this out? Have you talked to the senator or whatever? You talk to higher ups to kind of let's just stop this nonsense. No, don't you, like you said, have the majority? Other staff reports, like you said, House said it. All staff reports are directly going to the mayor's office. There's been instances where employees have been faced disciplinary actions, termination. They're getting paid more than they've ever been paid before.
And that's what it is. You said it right there. You got to look at it like this, right? Example, and I am so sorry. I'm just going to put people out there, and I did not do that before. You got to look at who is in her circle. If anybody, first of all, Keith Freeman, right? For example, Keith Freeman. I mean, this is allegedly, but we know that it's public information. He has financial issues. So if you're dangling a few $100,000 around him, he said it even in a video, some church or religious video he did himself. And it's like, he went on and he said, what did he say? That he and his wife was dealing with some financial troubles or something like that. These are all his words. No one is mincing his words. So I know that when he was at other municipalities, that actual position where he's the village administrator at $100,000 a year, he was not making that, right? He was making half of that because other municipalities were not paying that, right? So now you get $100,000 a year, and then she becomes supervisor 3 months later. She hits you with another 65, 70 grand a year. So now, he's at almost 200K. So he's living comfortable. He could probably pay a bill or two or buy a car, get it repoed or whatever, hey, I mean, but you know what I'm saying? And then you have, let's just say what do you call that guy? The deputy chief of police, Lacey. I mean, he has a background a mile long.
Yeah.
Right. So now he has, so now he's getting his promotions in any reasonable town. No reasonable, municipality would promote someone with such a background. Now, let me go on record.
His history is pretty spotty, to say the least.
And he's never done anything to me personally. Right. But I'm just saying, he's giving shady. He's giving, a little bit of, I'll do whatever it takes to keep my job. I saw some videos where he was harassing a woman during a traffic stop.
I saw the same video.
So you got that, right? I'm trying to think who else, her assistant. And then she hired her as the trustee at the township. She's also her landlord. I don't know if you guys know that.
Wow.
So it's kind of hard to combat the person who literally gives you your roof. You get what I'm saying? So, you have that. And it's a few others. So what she usually do is she preys on I don't mean this disrespectfully, but she preys on the weak.
Yeah.
So
money is money, and money that's the whole point of corruption, right? Money is an extremely powerful resource that you can use to control people, manipulate people.
Yeah.
And if you never made that kind of money before, you don't, you will, some of us, hopefully not most of us, but you will do some shady stuff. And I think with her, it's obvious, but again, it's obvious to everyone but Roland. Roland has not been on YouTube. Check it. He did not type in Tiffany Henyard's name at all.
He couldn't have.
He didn't.
And, so, I mean, you got to look at it like this too. It's, if you're a good publicist, you have relationships with journalists, and that's just the reality of the matter. So if you ask, that, hey, can you do my girl a solid? can you get her on the show? That's the girl that's been in the news. You know, she's all over. You're going to definitely get the hits. He like, yeah, let's get her on today. He probably, you know, whoever he probably had on there originally, because if you notice, he didn't promote her before today. So he probably had someone else. They fell off. Someone knows somebody. He did a solid. He got on the show, didn't get a chance to vet. But things I know about Roland Martin, he's not done. He's going to answer to this, because once the, you know, like he see your video, or he see, you know, Shawan Burns, or, you know, Anton, and then, or even the news, when he starts seeing that, he doesn't like that pressure, right? Because he's been in this game a long time, and he's even been under pressure before. He's definitely going to answer. So I don't think that that was it. I don't think we've heard the last of that when it comes to him. So, you know, I think that he is going to answer. I did send him, so he is in receipt of some videos. I did send him some, you know, some fact checks since this. So let's just see what happens there.
Okay. I mean, I think, yeah, like I said, he's been in for a long time. I remember him for at least decades at this point. I remember him on, I'm sure he's been on CNN. I'm sure he's been on MSNBC. He knows, understands the game. This doesn't look great on him, though. Like, if he probably, I don't know if he feels like, damn, I should have put just a little bit more research on what exactly is happening, so he can do a little bit more pushback. That's it. Like I was talking about this earlier. It's not an interrogation. He's not an authority figure. He's not an FBI agent. You can't just go and hold the person to fire and you have to answer my questions. But you still have, like I said, that intellectual, or at least journalistic curiosity to, when someone says someone started this charity in my name, and you're like, wait a minute, but what?
But it was the fact that she said she didn't know, for me. Like somebody, when, I mean, they all either, like I said, sleep with you or work for you. So like the fact that she said that, I think that that's gonna, you know, come back and bite her in the butt. I think that, what was the other thing? You know, the going back and forth about the salary with her lying there. Like all she did, as she say, her haters, all she did was give her haters more content in her words. You know, that's the way I see it. So I don't look at the interview with Roland Martin as quote unquote, to the residents I'm speaking to. I don't look at that as a loss whatsoever. I think that she will probably think it was a slam dunk. That's just, you know, the narcissistic behavior that she has. However, I do not look at it as a loss as it relates to the residents of Dalton getting justice. I just don't see it as that at all whatsoever. I see it as what she did was she further gave the residents of Dalton, the authorities, or whoever else that, you know, need this information. I really think that she just gave it to them on a platter. And I'm happy. I think it was a slam dunk. I think Jason House did very well. I'm happy he did not lose his cool, because I probably would have snapped. But again, that's why I'm not an elected official. And I get
me neither, right?
I can say what I say.
And that's what you need
with it.
You need that as a politician. You need a lot of patience dealing with all types of things. But yeah. So before we head out for a second, at least in terms of talking about the legal battles. So she says she won 24 cases, but you know, like even House said, there's still,
it's not even 24 cases.
There isn't 24 cases. There's still 5 lawsuits that are still it's still pending. Like there's still stuff like get the lines. Where's she get? Yeah.
Let me explain that. So what happens is, let's say, for example, you are suing Tiffany because she came and cut all the wires to your home, right? And, she cut off the street lights on your block. Let me just give that example. So she cut off the street lights and you get robbed and you blame her, right? And you say, I'm going to sue you. So I go to court because the lights are still off on the block. So you go in and say, I need a sooner court date. So you file an emergency motion to get the court date seen before the judge within 3 to 5 days, right? And then you go to court within 3 to 5 days, and then the judge say, well, I don't really see this as an emergency. So your temporary restraining order to stop her from turning the lights off on my block has been denied, but we will see your case on the regular scheduled court date, right? She's taking that, well, he said that he can't see our case now as a win, and that's
So,
not a win. That's what he's saying is when he's denying the TRO, which is a temporary restraining order, versus the case itself. All the cases are still ongoing. Nothing has been quote unquote, with maybe the exception of what the recall, and I think the bank account information, which is still, in my opinion, is kind of ongoing as well. Don't
yeah.
quote me on that, but she's never really won a case. Now we know what happened with the recall. That was a technicality.
Yeah.
So I mean, it
Other
is
than
what it
that,
is.
24-0 does not make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But another thing I want to point out that she mentioned that about, and I have this written down too. She said that that salary thing, where the salary goes down to $40,000.
Yeah, I remember
She said
saying
it was,
something. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, what was it? Is it 40? No, 25,000. She stated that that was already put in place. No, that's not true as well. There was something where the setup, so basically, for example, Frank Zuccarelli, the previous supervisor who sadly passed away year before last, he had been in that position for 35 years. So quite naturally, his salary justified his 35-year tenure.
Yeah.
Now,
Inflation, just
yeah,
living expenses,
inflation and
stuff like
things of
that.
that
Yeah.
sort. However, there was an ordinance that if he retire or whatever, it starts at another, it goes back to a different tier. I can't remember what that tier was, but it definitely wasn't 25,000. Tiffany went and changed the ordinance. And I know she says she did not. She tried to make it seem like it was already there. And that was not the case. She changed it to be 25,000, not because of what was her excuse, that the people felt that she was making too much. If that was the case, she would have just took 25,000 herself. The salary stays the same if she win the seat. The salary only change if she the salary only changed if she loses.
And she
What
loses.
she
Yeah.
wanted to do was discourage people for running for that seat. But she didn't say that. He didn't question that. So that's why I'm a little disappointed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he had that opportunity to ask those questions and he did not. So that's where he kind of dropped that ball there. Like it was a lot of opportunities that he could have probed and he didn't.
Yeah. There's a lot, but like you said, I feel a little better talking to you about that in terms of, let everyone hear what she had to say and what's not been said, that you can kind of make your own conclusions throughout the amount of evidence and people here talking about this. Like we're not in a bizarre world. He slipped up. Like I said, I think he probably may go a little more aggressive talking about the situation after he realizes all the mistakes that have been done. But I think that point of just put it out there, put what she say out there, because a lot of people are watching. It was about 2,000 people checking out. So it's enough people to see what she's saying is right or wrong. Do you have, we'll touch on the collective bargaining agreement regarding the mayor's security detail. So House said it's allows for reasonable security, but does not support the excessive overtime costs that have been incurred, especially if there's a budget issue, a significant budget strain. Like, what do you think? I guess I don't have the collective bargaining agreement.
Well, here's the deal. Let me break that down for you, bro. So here's the deal. So think about it. In Illinois, we have, and I'm gonna break it down in a way that with a law that's in Illinois. So we have, we're concealed and carry state, right? So, we have the right with a license to carry a weapon. Now, when it comes to us using that weapon, we have to say we have to reasonably believe our life is in danger, right? So what does reasonably look like? Reasonably look like what? You are in my home. You are attacking me. I can reasonably protect myself.
Right.
The ordinance states that only officers are allowed to work a security detail for elected officials, right? So officers are allowed to work a security detail for elected officials, right? So let's say this elected, she has the security detail walking her around, going to house. She has the security detail going to pick up her babies.
She's a president.
It doesn't say anything about a mayor being entitled to, because if that's the case, Jason can have security. Kiana can have security. Tammy can have security. In fact, I'm petty enough. If I were them, I'll go get it just to see. I mean, it says elected officials,
right?
Not the mayor. So that means if we're reasonably, you get what I'm saying? They
right.
Can have detail. So when she play on those words, that reasonably word, come on now, sis. So I don't think she even know what the law is, if I'm being honest with you. So that being said, reasonable. She have a major event, or something like that is happening in town, terrorist attack, whatever.
Right.
Reasonable. Not picking up your baby from school, going to do your laundry, going right hand of God. Tiffany, myself, and her detail one time went to a burger shop in Chicago for lunch. After that burger shop, it was around her daughter's birthday. So if anybody want to fact check this, we went to Chicago Ridge Mall on 95th to go shopping for her daughter's birthday party stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is reasonable about that? And I'll never forget that day, because I felt like I was kidnapped, because I'm out here running around with a kid I don't even know.
Right.
So she doesn't
reasonable
need
security
detail.
is not for
Certainly not for out of state. Certainly not for any of that. So what are we doing here, sis? He didn't question that.
No. Like he didn't have the information. Like you said, it could have been a last minute thing. But was there anything else that you thought that was out of pocket? I think I'm talking about the security detail, the budget concerns, the salary, obviously financial reporting. And we talked about that, still trying to figure out, the transparency and accountability. But actually, let's look forward to the next city council meeting.
I think I'm gonna go.
You gonna go?
I think I want to go to the next board meeting, and I just have some questions. And my thing is this: I quit. She, I know she liked to yell disgruntled and things like that. And I quit. I didn't get fired. I didn't get written up, or I was never, I quit. You know why I quit? Because my integrity was bigger than a paycheck. Now, and I'm not saying that as a bragging thing, but what you won't do at the end of the day is continue to disrespect my people in Dalton. You're not going to continue to disrespect. You're not going to continue to disrespect my clients. You're not going to continue to disrespect me. Did you know that Tiffany Henyard sent police to my home?
No, I did not.
My home.
For what reason?
She don't even know.
Just
what you don't know is I know that she didn't have anything. She want my computer.
I wonder why. We'll figure that out. So you're gonna show up. You're gonna show up. I think I might watch that live. I may watch the whole thing live. I may hang out, check that out right there. I think everyone is starting to really wake up and realize this person needs to be held accountable. It's gone too far. Hopefully some more media, mainstream media, that understand the situation and go about it in a better way than what we saw. But I do agree. I think it was definitely better than nothing. and she said so much that was wrong and incorrect. So, yeah, I think I may stream it. I think that'd be perfect. And hopefully, maybe some people come
Lacey
through.
drives a Dodge Durango SRT. You know cars? Do you know cars?
That sounds expensive. I'm not a big car person, but
Durango SRT custom red leather seats.
Oh, tell me how much you think that costs.
Oh, I can tell you how much it costs. It's about $100 grand.
They're flying over there. The Tahoes and they doing wow. Going out of state, traveling and all that stuff. And like she said, she's doing it for the money, to bring the money back. She bought $15 million. I don't know if you saw that. She bought $15 million back. I don't know if there's any proof of the
I heard about it. Here's the thing, right? So this is what my takeaway, and this is what I'm gonna leave you guys with. Okay. So Tiffany is already under all this scrutiny for spending this insane amount of money, right? She's under all this scrutiny, right? This is what it all boils down to. She showed up at a board meeting dressed like Nino Brown. She had a DJ. She overspent on this walk to Springfield. She spent all this insane amount of money, hotels, all this other stuff, right? She spent all this insane amount of money. Her answer to this is kind of funny, the oxymoron about it. She spent more money to fly to DC.
Yeah. I mean,
she get a new wig. She got an outfit.
Yeah. It sounds like it's not really about the reason. It's really just to make herself look as looks as good as possible. It's all about the image. The image is more important than the needs
more important than the people of Thornton Township. She cared more about her image than the people on Thornton Township. Keep in mind, Jason House went live from Dalton for free.
Yeah. Technology, communication is really easy to do that now. You didn't have to go to the studio. And I don't know, where's the studio? I have no idea.
The gentleman who had his life literally ripped from him that was on right before her wasn't in the studio. He went live, but she needed to go in. She needed the production. She needed the stylist. She needed her village administrator. She needed her security details. She needed all the bells and whistles, honey. She needed all of that. The girls was girling, right?
Yeah.
She needed all that. I wonder how much she spent and who paid for it.
I mean, eventually all this has to come to light. And the more people put the foot on the neck and don't let go, even though, like I says, a lot of positive news has been happening the last couple of weeks, but it's still a battle. Yeah. I just saw, I think I'm talking about this maybe another couple of days, of a mayor that finally pled guilty for stealing, I think, up to $2 million in taxpayer money. It took it 6 years for him to finally, I think 4. It took a while after he left to get him to plead guilty to go to jail. So this is still, it's going towards that end, but it can drag on. So I think everyone should. Yeah,
we gotta be patient. With the FBI, one of the things, they have a 97.6% conviction rate, right? Which means they're not gonna hit you unless they know they got you. So the thing is, the things that we know, like shout out to Sherry, Stephanie, a few.
Absolutely.
You go above and beyond and, just trying to stay on the right side of righteousness. We know. We may not tell everything, but we know, right? Yeah. So if we know, I'm hoping that the powers that be are looking like we're looking to. That's all I can say on that. Yeah. But the problem is with Tiffany, until she accept accountability for what she's doing, and she has to humble herself. Yeah. Until she do that, she's no good to anyone. Because what we saw today, if she was speaking before a grand jury, she would be in jail for the rest of her life.
It was too many lies, and you're leaving the state. That's why the feds are here. Like she's digging herself into a deeper hole. Mm-hmm. And does she have the capacity to humble herself, the capacity to adjust behavior accordingly? I don't think she has it. No. And I'm going to see exactly what's going to happen in this meeting. Nikita, be safe out there, because I know they got the Homeland Homeland Security, people mean-mugging and just embarrass themselves. So I will be watching, but you know, be safe. You need to, I'm excited to see what she's going to say and how she's going to behave.
I agree.
And we'll definitely go with that. So I appreciate you coming through. You're amazing. You break everything down. I don't have to watch any more of her videos of her talking. Thank God. I appreciate you for coming through, and you're always welcome to come back.
Oh, no problem. And if you need anything, you got my number. Hit me up.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right, bro. Later.
All right. Nikita, fantastic. Yes, we do not have to watch any more of that video. I think we talked about all of the things. Thank goodness, because I'm already dreading when the, what do you call it? The podcast will come out, and I'm gonna have to listen to that. Hopefully it's like one of those 25-minute podcasts, not like an hour of her just rambling. But we pretty much got through most of it. Actually, let me go through the super chats. I'm sorry, I was engaged. There was a lot going on. I'll go through all of them. Christopher says, please play the clip, bro. You're talking way too much. I'm sorry, man. It's a good chance that Roland can strike the video because it's copyright. It is what it is. But sometimes you have to try to transform it in ways by speaking over it. But I understand what you're saying. But I appreciate the $5, man. Appreciate the support. Cutthroat Nodge with a $1, $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you. She's worried about her safety because she's stealing. That's a good point. When you are feeling guilty, and again, and I'm sorry for with Kara Wilson. She, problem is with that live chat. Roland was not reading it, or maybe he was. He didn't care. The reason why the security she's so paranoid about it is because of what happened with the Dalton police and Alexis Wilson and a lot of these multiple cases of police misconduct, and her not having ability to try to figure out what happened, to work with everybody to see what went wrong. Did the cop get dragged? I saw the video. I didn't see anyone getting dragged. How is this still a case that's still ongoing? Why there were certain things they were holding back? Like, there's certain things that she should have been on top of instead of just taking one side, figuring out the truth of what exactly went wrong. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. Let's see. 499 with Pretty in Pink. Appreciate you. CBA allows police officers to work as security. It does state that, but she entitled to use them as her security. Yes, and that's exactly what Tanika was saying. Like, if you are in charge of some resources and it's very strained, you have to have, if you care about the people, should you be taking the police out to go get toys for your kid, or going to Chicago, leaving to go to Chicago to hang out? This is getting ridiculous. It's a significant budget strain, as House talked about. Henry Harris for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. It's funny how she knows the proper procedures but chooses not to follow them. She hired a pedophile and got the truck with no approval from the board. Yes, and that wasn't discussed. And that was a simple Google check for that story. Hey, you hired someone that was a sex offender and gave them ability to go into people's homes. Does that make sense? Succeed in 2 with the $1.99 super chat. One officer with $13,000 in overtime, and that Tahoe. I know you guys do not like that Tahoe. Probably the last thing you're going to be buying is a Tahoe because it brings up that kind of bad memories. Tiffany, 2 salaries, monthly expenses of $4,500 or $4,950, and the daily per diem $250, and get $600 per day in Indiana, only 10 miles away. So she's doing very well for herself. Very well for herself. And you think, well, all that, just that per diem, like, you should not need to do more and spend more money, but that's how it works, unfortunately. Oh, so this is the this is the first CSI. Is this from the I you know what? It's been a minute. It was I don't know which part that was in terms of those numbers. John Luna with the $10 super chat. Your guest was astounding and knows all the inside things and well informed what's going on in Dalton. Keep up the good work. Love your perspective on Dalton politics. Yes, she is all in. If you have not checked out her interview on Anton YouTube channel, that was fantastic. Broke some stuff down. I think at this point, the more she's going to, is more the supermayor is going to talk and just say things that are just not correct and be blatantly wrong to a man that he's not familiar with the situation. Clearly, there may have been some deal, just to get her on, to show her, to do some damage control. The more other people who actually know what's going on, the deep information, they know, and they're going to start speaking about this. And I hope that that the meeting on Monday, I think that's the next meeting, the council meeting. I hope a lot of the residents are there in person, holding her accountable, able to speak, get their 3 minutes, tell them how they feel, and ask the kind of ask some questions, hold them accountable. What is going on here? You said this, like again, that the charity line really bad. But there's documents with your name and all your people's names on there. But yeah, we'll see what's going on Monday. Interesting. Did Keith Freeman's name was even uttered? Probably not. Maybe House may have said it. We'll see. Maybe I'll just read more of your comments. Ram97 said, well, Trustee Belzer also drives a Tahoe, but she paid for hers herself. Yeah. John Lewis says she's actually triple dipping, township supervisor, Dalton Mayor, and alcohol permit user. And I think Nikita said what the permit, what was it meant. That's a very powerful position. Like, she has a lot of powerful positions. If you're able to permit alcohol, you have the ability to turn off someone's business easy. I mean, you see how she ran into those bars after some of those people talked to the media, the day after. Okay, cool. That's good, because that's where I think what happened is, I don't know if I'll watch the interview, because he kind of talks over him and kind of. Well, maybe we will. Maybe on Thursday we'll come back to this. Liquor commissioner, gotcha. Where he was trying to say, like, why things can't get done, because the mayor has a sphere of influence where she is blessing the people that she cares about, giving them exorbitant salaries. Why would they want to rock the boat? And the problem is, they're going to go down with the boat, unfortunately. I mean, either jump off and realize what you're doing is wrong, and realize what she's doing is wrong, and kind of turn this around, or kind of fall with her. Yeah, I mean, did she pay to travel herself to? I asked where does Roland Martin's studio is located. I don't know. I just want to know. Studio. Just type it out. I don't know. It may not even be. I'm trying to see where. If you guys in chat, where is that studio is located? You guys wonder how far she had to travel. But I can't find it. Oh yes. She definitely has been vocal, getting definitely more vocal about what's going on. Stephanie, DC. Okay, interesting. Oh yeah, DC, Washington DC. Gotcha. So she was able to travel, see what's going on. See if she could get some maybe a potential pardon from the president, but we'll see. I'm disappointed, because we still gotta deal with like the politics of everything, and because she's a Democrat, so this is why she's like, no, like, let's just get the bad politicians, regardless of what they represent or what's the letter next to their name, get them out of here. This doesn't help anybody. But it is what it is, guys. Appreciate that. This was more of a impromptu. Sherry and a lot of people were emailing me, and I was checking it out. And me and the missus, my wife was annoyed. We're like, I can't believe she's saying that. Like, we all are invested into this situation, what's going on, and Roland, hopefully he gets in a better spot, man. I bet she did. But we're gonna still continue to bring this story to light. I probably will do a stream on Monday. We'll sit there and go through the 3 hours. I don't know if I'm gonna have to really get some energy drinks in me and try to get myself together to hear her. And I wonder if she's going to be as aggressive now that more people are going to be paying attention. Is she going to still be really nasty to the other trustees? I wonder. We definitely going to see that. I saw a question about, is she going to charge? I hope there's no way she's charging. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think, yeah. I like this one. Yes, the podcast and the audio evidence is free. I cannot pronounce your name. I'm terrible. Maybe I'm just as bad as the mayor's with English. But if you check out her channel, she's been following the Tiffany Hayes saga as much as anybody else has. Check out her videos too. I'll put a link. I'll actually put a link in the description if I remember. I'll try to remember before I end this out here. More people talking about this, the better. But on that note, guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. This was a bit of a lot of. It takes a lot of energy to listen to the super mayor talk for more than 20 minutes. It saps the energy out of me. She is delusional. Roland was weak today. Did not ask about the child molester employee. I don't think he was prepared. He was doing, like, I do agree. He probably was doing some kind of favor. But I think he'll see the response, and hopefully he could be a little bit more aggressive covering this in the future. And that's all you can really say about that. And hopefully even the people who were in the panelists understand that you don't really know what's going on. And maybe before you get into a conversation with someone, get more information. That's all. But on that note, guys, appreciate you. We'll be back on Thursday. We may go through some more of the footage, or I'm sure that maybe something else is going on, but we'll definitely be back here. Appreciate you guys. Hit the likes, subscribe. If you have it the first time here, I talk about mostly this kind of thing: political corruption, scammers, just the life here. I'm in New York City, so I have a lot of that content as well. So if you're interested in any of that, hit the link. And on that note, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Peace.